You may think that your shifters or your derailleur had stopped working. Maybe it needs an adjustment. Sometimes it's just the shifters themselves. There's gears inside, kind of like a clock. We got a gear and a gear that kind of connect to each other. We got little springs in there on a little arm. So sometimes what happens in these shifters is very typical on the Shimano stuff, the older stuff, the rapid fire or the double trigger finger. We got a trigger for the thumb and a trigger for the index finger. This is the one that has usually a lot of problems over time. The grease in there gets a little bit dried out. It gets full of dust, so it doesn't want to operate as good. Even dissipates a little bit, so we don't have the grease or the soft grease that we need to be pliable. So that little spring gets jammed with that tough grease and all that dirt, so it doesn't go back and engage back inside the gears or the teeth. So I'm going to spray some WD-40 in there. Simple WD-40 stuff goes a long way. So this is great for breaking down screws, bolts, maybe things that are, you know, kind of frozen shut. We got some grease, or not grease, but rust, some oxidation. That's what this is good for. It's not really known as a lubricant, but it kind of acts that way. It seems like it has a little bit of a greasiness to it, but basically very watery and breaks down tough things. So we're gonna basically break down that grease, break down that dirt that's in there, get the parts moving again. So right now we're experiencing some gears aren't really engaging. We go hit that lever and there's nothing there. We don't hear any click like an engagement, so it's just free. It's just, so what it means is that little spring arm is cocked open and it's not engaging, catching that gear to turn that gear. So here's our rear derailleur. This is the right shifter. This is our thumb trigger. So when we push this, we want that chain to go into the easier climbing gear, the easy pedaling gear. So there we got a click. We got another click. Usually we can get 2 to 3, maybe 4 clicks out of this guy. There's 3 clicks. Boom, and then it stops. So that engaged perfectly right there. Now we're gonna let it wind back and we're gonna do that again. We should get more clicks. Boom, we got nothing. So basically frizz spinning, it's not getting anything. So at that point, I was only able to move 3 gears. And if I have 9 gears, I only went 3 up and I still have 6 to go. So we're gonna go ahead and lubricate inside here. We're gonna try not to take anything apart because there's a lot of small stuff that can fall apart. So if we can avoid it, we'll keep this thing together. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go right in between the side of the shifter. Here's our finger index trigger and there's our thumb shifter. So right in between those, follow this guy. There's a hole right there. So usually there's a black plastic cap that you can use a Phillips screwdriver with that plastic cap, and you're only gonna turn maybe a half turn, 3/4 of a turn, and that cap is gonna come out and it should stay stuck on the head here. And it's gonna give you access to the inside of the shifter. This is where you would normally pull your cable out and then pre-install your cable right there. So we're gonna actually spray inside there. That should give us a good entry hole to all the gears inside there. Now you wanna get a rag and go ahead and cup the bottom to catch any dripping fluid, or you could throw the rag on the floor as well to catch the fluid if you need to walk away or let this sit a while. But go ahead and stick that straw inside the hole as deep as you can. Go ahead and wear some safety glasses in case it wants to spit back at you, or you can cover it really good with the rag so nothing spits back at you. And you're just gonna spray this. You're gonna spray it so much that it's gonna foam up and start to come out all the little cracks and crevices, and you want it to drip quite a bit. That's gonna let you know that you're reaching all the areas that you're supposed to. So it's just foaming up and you're getting that drip right there. So the case started coming out the back hole and it's starting to come out all the other cracks that are in the shifter. And then you could always hit it one more time. Now we're gonna go ahead and test it. Go ahead and downshift all the way. Count our clicks here. If you got 9 speeds or 7 speeds, count your clicks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm hitting all my gears. I think I got an 8 or 9 speed. Yep, 9 speed, that's great. Then downshift, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So sometimes it comes back quick, sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes this will come back almost immediately is when you start moving it. The more you move it, the better. If it's being little tough and doesn't want to get back right away, just let it sit a few moments, maybe an hour. Sometimes maybe it has to sit overnight, so not a big deal. If you have to go a little further than that, and then sometimes I got to open up a cap. Now this is where I take a look at it, and maybe I can take a bottom cap off. I'm not going to hit too many small parts. It's the top portion that comes off where you'll start to see all the springs and gears and things like that. Even has a little trigger dial, that little red tag. Those are the things that can fall apart. So sometimes you can get in there and use a pick and find that little arm, a little guy with the spring on it, basically a hinge. If you can get that pick in there and just move it manually, kind of open, close, you'll start to break it free and get it lubricated. So good luck. If you find this information pretty helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that little bell so you can get notifications every time I drop some new information, and see you next time.
Shutterstock Music.